everyone, and welcome back to Liz Sews and my favorite time of the month, my monthly makes video for June. Now, I didn't get to everything that I had planned in my makes video. I think I have 2 projects that I didn't get to, but I have sort of moved them over into the next month, so hopefully I'll get to them in July. And the reason that I didn't get to them is I had a couple of other things pop up which were more exciting and pulled my attention. So I have lots of things to get into, so let's get started. First up, the dress that I am wearing today is the Liz dress from Charm Patterns, and I made this using a Telio, it's like a rayon cotton blend. It's really interesting. It's listed as a voile. It's really lightweight, sort of definitely feels like it has rayon in there, but I'm hoping with the cotton it's a little bit more stable, because a lot of times my rayon dresses sort of stretch and bag out in weird ways. So on the Liz pattern here, I did a ton of work trying to get it to fit just a little bit better. The first time I made it, I think I made a 10A, and the bust was too big, which was a problem because obviously I was using the A cup, and if I'm already in the smallest cup available and the bust was too big. So this time I actually went to an 8B, and the cup size on the 8B is smaller than the cup size on the 10A. So that was interesting. And even though I used the B cup size, I did some further alterations. I sort of added a triangle of fabric up in here. I mean, not a triangle of fabric, but I like slashed and spread the pattern up in here. So because on my first one, I was getting some cut in just on the upper bust version here, and I wanted it to lay a little bit flatter. And I don't know if that's because I'm wide set. And I added that, and then I ended up taking a notch away just from the center front, so sort of like to help it sort of cup around a little bit better, and I think that that works really well. Very happy with how that ended up turning out. I also worked on the straps a little, so to make them a little bit easier to stay up. You'll notice probably throughout this video that they might fall down a little bit, but it's a lot better than it was in the green dress I made a couple months ago. So very happy with how that garment turned out. And obviously the rest of the things that I have to show you guys are bra related. So first up in the bra category, I have this Longline Bra, and I had actually planned to make this in May. Yeah, I had planned to make this in May, and I got it sewn up in May, but I just was missing the hooks and eyes, so I didn't show it in last month's video. But the hooks and eyes have come in. The reason is that it takes like an 8 or 9 hook and eye on the back here, and I just didn't have anything in quite the right colorway. So I went to Bra Builders and I ordered, I want to say this might be honey. It's either honey or caramel. But it looks really good. I think it's a good match for this bra. And this is a project that was part of the TaylorMade Collaboratory, in that the TaylorMade shop sent me the materials to make this bra in exchange for me sharing it on social media platforms. So just a disclaimer, I did not pay for these materials. So what I've done here is I think I've used the Berkeley bra from Orange Lingerie. I used her cups, and I put in some foam lining in there, and then I used the Black Beauty bra frame just because I have that frame fitting me really well, and obviously extended that out into a longline version. And if you guys are interested in making longline bras like this, I do have a video that went up this month, and I will link it over here, showing you guys how to convert a well-fitting full brand pattern into a longline version if you guys are interested. So the next bra that I made this month is another one of these Tulle Fantasy bras, and again I do have a tutorial on how to do this ruched upper cup version if you guys are interested. And if it's not up already, I can't remember when I had set it to go live, but if it's up, I will link it again in the cards over here. So I'm going to switch this over for a close-up look so you can learn more about it. This is the bra tool in the color Lilac that I purchased from Beware, and then I did all of the findings in their gray. I think this is Pewter from Bra Maker Supply. Pewter? Platinum. It's platinum. Gray color from Bra Maker Supply. So I did, and of course I put in the little bow here, which I hardly ever do, but for some reason with these ruched upper cups, I think the bow really helps. Not helps, but like really accentuates that girly nature of it. So I wasn't entirely convinced that this bra tool was stable enough, and I cut out the 2 layers in opposing directions and I still didn't think it was stable enough. So I actually lined this one in sheer cup lining on the inside. It's just in a nude colorway, but it's still really sheer. Obviously you can see my hand through it. Actually, it's sheer, but I can't really see any anatomy, let's say, through the bra. Like it's diffused enough that doesn't really show through, which is kind of interesting. Not what I would have expected, but it's a nice surprise. And I am really loving how this purple and gray go together. I was a little, you know, I was thinking they would look nice together, but I wasn't quite sure. But I do really like how that looked. It's actually a little bit hard to see that ruched detailing just the way I have the bra sitting now, but it does show up against the skin. It's just a really nice little feminine, delicate detail. And I have worn this like underneath some lightweight, you know, like viscose jersey type t-shirts, and I don't really see anything through it. I don't really see seams through those t-shirts either, so I'm not really sure why people are so adverse to seamed bras, but this doesn't really show up under my bra or under my shirts either. And I think this one might be using, the Berkeley or these cups are either the Berkeley or the Black Beauty bra. I can't remember because they are the same seaming, but I've left out the power bar completely. And if we look at the inside of the bra, you can see the power bar is gone completely, and I just extended this underarm elastic up by like an extra inch or so and then wrapped it around and tacked it in place for that ring. I don't necessarily love power bars because sometimes I'm very wide set, so a lot of my tissue is over to the side here, and when you put the power bar on top of it, I end up getting like a line of demarcation where it ends, just because this is where the bulk of my volume is. So I don't necessarily love power bars. I tend to add them in more for aesthetics than anything else, and I will increase the distance of the power bar so that I don't have it cutting in on my tissue. But on the inside, you can see I've continued along with that platinum gray findings, and then that nude sheer cup lining is barely visible at all. So next up, I got really excited about sewing some activewear, and I do have some activewear fabric coming to me from the TaylorMade shop, so I'm really excited to get that sewn up. But one of the things that I'm doing now that I'm finding myself with a little bit of extra time is I really wanted to focus on my health and well-being and not let that be something that slips away, and not let everything sort of get me down. So I have been doing a lot of more workouts. So normally we typically go for a walk in the morning, 3 or 4 mile walk, but now I've added in about 30 to 45 minutes a day of more intense, sort of like high intensity interval training working out. So I was excited about sewing some more activewear just because my wardrobe is severely lacking in that. So I purchased the Green Style Creations is the pattern designer, and this is the Power Sports Bra, I believe. And so this is the first one I made did not fit, and so I threw that away and just made it again. A nice thing about these sports bras is that it doesn't take very much fabric at all. So even though I used this coral fabric for my test one, I still have plenty left over to do another one because the first one didn't work out. So this version I've made in a D cup. The first version I made was a C cup, and it just didn't have enough room in there. I also found it was a little narrow on the front. You could probably tell here, but I have quite a broad frame, like shoulders and stuff like that. So this one was the first one I made was a little too narrow on the front for me, and I was getting some like spillage out of the side. So I went to a D cup, and I also worked on expanding, making it a little wider. And all that I did was the center front piece here, the little princess seam. So the center front piece here, I added, I think, 3/4 of an inch, but because it's cut on the fold, that adds 1.5 inches on the center front, and then I just took that 3/4 of an inch away from the side panel here. So it's still the same circumference around my body, but I just added more to the center front and took it away from the sides. That way everything got evened out. And that helps to just sort of widen the neckline a little bit. I think it makes it a little bit more flattering on me, and I wasn't as worried about falling out of the sides on it. So this pattern really, really excited about because there's just so many variations to it. So the first one that I've done here is called the Strappy U-Back, I believe. They have two different strappy versions for the back, and they also have two different ways to do the racer back. So you can do a regular racer back, you can do a racer back with a pocket, and I think you could also do a racer back with a hook and eye closure if you have trouble getting it over your head. So really, I love this like strappy detail here. It's kind of hard to see when it's not on, but it has like a nice sort of woven effect as the 4 layers of straps sort of interweave between each other. I absolutely love this. I'm going to make this in tons more colors, so be prepared that there will be a much more active wear next month. So next up I have another nude number, and this time using Bra Tulle. If you saw my plans video, I was planning on making a matching set of underwear out of some Swiss dot mesh. I did not get around to that underwear just because I had other prettier, fancier things that called my attention. But again, I'm anything I didn't get to, I'm moving over to next month. So if there was something you were really excited about seeing, just know that I'm going to do it, just haven't done it yet. So I'm gonna switch over to the close-up of this so you can learn more about it. So here we have the Chloe bra pattern from the Bra Makery, and I've made this in a 38A, along with all my pattern alterations, and I'll link up a video over here that goes through all the alterations that were involved in making this pattern fit me. So I've used this bra tulle from Bra Builders in the colorway Honey, and it looks really nice. You can barely, it's a very good nude on my skin. You can't really see it at all. So I think that aspect was really successful. Actually, quite like how this bra turned out. I was a little bit worried about the bra tulle. I've done 2 layers in opposing directions of stretch, except for this top portion, which is just cut on the fold. I wasn't too worried about the top because my top is less full, more bottom heavy on my chest, so I'm not really as worried about this being supported. So that's why it doesn't matter to me to have that on the fold. So I really like that everything's like all matching and nude and very, very sort of discreet on the skin. But yeah, really happy how this one turned out. So the bra tulle did work out better than I expected. As I had said, like I was a little worried about it, but I did opposing layers of stretch and it seems to be okay in terms of stability. It's fine for me. I don't know if it would necessarily work if you were a larger bust, but if you're like, I don't know, maybe a C or D cup or less, then this bra tulle I think is fine as a support system. Next up, I have a Maia Bra, and this is part of a tutorial that I'm doing on my Bra 101 series. So if you guys are interested in bra making and you've never made a bra pattern before, great one to start out with just because the pattern is free. That's right, it's free. And at the end of the series, of course, you will have a full set of directions that you can come back and refer to again if you ever get stuck. So I'm gonna go ahead and switch you guys over to the close-up of this so you can see more about it. So I've used a pink duoplex from Bra Maker Supply, and I've done a contrasting thread just to make it a little bit easier in the tutorial to see everything. I wouldn't necessarily normally do contrasting thread, but I actually don't hate how it looks. And on the inside, we've got spacer foam in the cups, and then it's just duoplex all throughout. So I cut a size, I think this is a 38B, and when I tried it on, I think the band is too big for me, so I would probably need to go down to a 36, and I need to use wider cups in here. It's not springing out as much as I need it to. So this is the first time I've ever made the Mya Bra pattern, but the reason why I wanted to do this as part of my 101 series is just because this pattern doesn't have full instructions with it. So since it's a free pattern, a lot of people try it out as their first bra, but then it doesn't have instructions, so they always get kind of stuck. So I was hoping to sort of bridge that gap of being able to have a free pattern and have directions for it. So this one, I've already started sort of taking it apart. I never intended to keep this. This was really just for demonstration purposes. So I am going to salvage off of here the straps, probably the hook and eyes, and the wires. I think everything else I'll just get rid of. I hate unpicking this serpentine 3-step zigzag stitch, so just is not worth it to me to save like 90 cents worth of elastics. So I'll get the straps and hook and eye and the wires, and then get rid of this. Next up, I have my tailor-made collaboratory project for the month of June, and that is a bathing suit here. So for this bathing suit, I've used the Bravo Swim 1 pattern here, and I did do an awful lot of alterations to this. If you're interested in the alterations I've done, I talk about it a little bit more in depth in my May Makes video. For this swimsuit, I've used this ribbed sort of swimwear fabric from the TaylorMade Collaboratory, along with the lining that they sell as well. On this one, I have added a little bit extra length into this as well. I think I added another inch to below the waist. So I'm finding that I really do have a much longer torso than this pattern is drafted for, but I absolutely adore this swimsuit. This swimsuit is not as sucky-any as the last one I made, but it's so incredibly comfortable. It feels like I don't have anything on, which is amazing. So really loving this pattern. Again, there will be more swimsuits in my future. I probably will make at least one more swimsuit out of this pattern and one piece, and then I kind of maybe want to start looking at the green style power bra as a possible swimwear top, because I do like how this one looks on me as well. So this month, Bra Maker Supply came out with a new pattern for pinup girls, and that is the Diamond Bustier. And if you've been following me for any amount of time, you know that I am obsessed with this sort of long line style bra. So of course I had to pick up this pattern. I did make one version of this bra this month, and actually right here I've already started taking it apart for pieces. So this bra is not long for this world, because it didn't, spoiler alert, it didn't work out for me. So I'm going to switch you over to a close-up of this before I started breaking it apart and talk a little bit more about this bra. And this is the Diamond Bustier pattern. So this just came out this month, and I was really, really excited to try it. So I got it immediately. This is the first time I've purchased a pattern from her, like immediately when it was available, and I don't know that I would necessarily do that again, just because I am finding a lot of errors in the pattern itself, and I'm hoping that that gets fixed later on down the road. But because it is a print pattern, so it's not PDF, I don't think that they're gonna, when they make those fixes, I won't get them. So that's one reason why I don't think I'll be purchasing patterns immediately when they're released from her again. So this is just the first try at the pattern, and I've used this really lovely sort of Bordeaux mirror satin on the cups and the band, and I actually, because it is a stretch satin, I continued it all the way around to the back of the band. In the interior of the bra, I've lined the front with non-stretch sheer cup lining, and the back is lined with power net, and then the cups are lined with foam. So it looks like the same fabric all on the exterior of the bra, but because I've used all of these different technical fabrics on the inside, I'm getting, you know, my stability in the frame and my stretchiness in the band, like all the things that I need for the different areas of the bra, while maintaining that same cohesive look on the outside. And then I've gone ahead and done all black findings with this. I don't love the way this pattern is. There's a lot of changes that I want to make to it. Particularly, you can see here how we're just like, I've got a lot of fabric sort of pooling up in here, and it's making my wires, because I have excess fabric here, it's sort of making my wires tilt out away from my body, which I don't love. And so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to start a new series on my channel, this being the first pattern that I do it with, but I'm going to take this bra and look at it and analyze all the things that I would like to change, and then show you how I'm going to change the pattern. And then like the following episode will be the second version of the bra. And I think this is sort of like an important thing to do, just because I think a lot of times people don't realize that bra making is never instantaneous. It doesn't matter how good of a bra make you're on, the first one you make probably never fits. Sometimes it does, but that's very, very rare. So I think being able to show this sort of iterative process of how I'm going to go about changing bras and analyzing the bra, figuring out what I'm changing, making those changes, and then the next episode I'll show those changes in action, and then how I move forward from there. But as a first try on this bra, it's not completely useless, but it's just not, it's not exactly perfect how I wanted. So this was always intended to be sort of a practice run of this pattern. I was thinking about using this pattern to make my embroidered Bra Tulle Bustier, but I wanted just to see how everything worked first, just because I know that I can't get any more of that fabric and I don't have enough of that fabric to make more than one. So this fabric I do have a lot of. I probably am going to try to salvage the bottom band off of here. Now that's one thing that I really like and I haven't seen on any of my other, or haven't used on any of my Longline bras before, is using this sort of 1.5 inch band elastic along the bottom. It gives it a nice support and stability. And it because the elastic is so wide, it's much less likely to roll up and stuff like that. So I think I will try to reuse this. Unfortunately, I used a 3-step zigzag, so it's going to be a giant pain in the ass to unpick this, but I think that it's worth it because this can be quite pricey. I think this is about $4 a yard. So I'm going to try to reuse this. And then one thing that I'm just going to have to mention it here, I'm really upset about how this pattern was designed, is the back closure here. So on the pattern itself, it says that it's for a 3-high hook and eye, and it says that you only need 3-high for all of the sizes. However, when I'm looking at the back band, the way that it's drafted, so it's using a T-strap attachment, the width of the back band here on my size was finished at about 4 inches. And there is no way that a 3 hook and eye finishes at 4 inches. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on here, and you can see that even at 5 high, it's still not tall enough. I had to sort of gather in my fabric to get it to fit. So I think that is an error. I don't know if they really meant for it. I think what they had done is, I just don't know, because they very specifically say 3 on the back of the pattern, and then they even go to the effort of putting a picture of the 3 hook and eyes in the technical drawings on the front of the pattern, but that's just not the way the pattern is drafted. So this to me is a really big glaring error, and I really wish they would fix that before releasing the pattern. So if you guys are following me on Instagram, you'll see that this month I had a sort of new, not enterprise, but I started working with bra builders and getting sort of advanced shipments of their kits so that I can sew up samples for Sue, which is a great thing for me because most of what I enjoy is sewing the bras and coming up with the ideas and stuff like that. I definitely have way more bras than I can ever feasibly wear out in my lifetime, so it's nice because it gives me an opportunity to make bras and think about them and get creative, but it's not, you know, adding to my wardrobe of bras that I will never be able to fully appreciate and wear to their extent. So I had 2 bras this month that I made in that relationship, and I did take video footage close-up of them. Unfortunately, it is on my other computer that is sick right now, let's just say that. So I sent the motherboard back. I'm hoping they get that computer back up and running because that is the one that I edit videos on. It's a lot more cumbersome and time consuming to try to edit on my laptop, but we'll get there in the end. So I do have lost that close-up footage, but I will pop up pictures of the finished bras that I've made over here. So the first kit I had was the Regency kit, and it has this really, really gorgeous lace that came in it, with this nice lilac-y purple sort of bottom coming up to a smooth, soft, sort of embroidered top to the lace. So this is really, really pretty, and the colorway that she had chosen to go with this is called Amethyst, which is sort of like a lighter, dustier purple, not quite as deep as Plum Pudding, but still really, really gorgeous color, perfect for your purple lover in your life. So that was the first kit that I made for bra builders. And then the second kit that I made for bra builders was called Summer Sunrise, I believe. And it came with this lace, which is really pretty. Sort of reminds me of like unicorns or cotton candy and stuff like that. The colors in the lace are sort of this pale blue and pinks and oranges, and then it has this really interesting iridescent sort of embroidered roses along the top edge of the lace. So for this bra, I chose to make the Chloe bra from Bra Makery, and it worked out really well. I actually was very pleasantly surprised by this. Obviously, when I opened up the kits first, when they sent them to me, this Regency one was the one that was really exciting and calling my name to me. But once I made this summer sunrise kit, I absolutely loved it. And I think this one might be my favorite of the two. So I'm definitely excited. I have enough materials left over so that I can make one of these for myself as well. So that is nice, but I'll have to think about which pattern I want to make with it, because I really love this. And for this one, she actually paired it with the Sky colorway, which is a colorway that she normally has in her shop at all times. But I think that this lovely soft baby blue pairs really well with this lace, and it's definitely not something that I would have thought of pairing the two together, but it works really well. So I was excited about that one. So on my plans video for this month, you had noticed that I had planned on doing a bustier using this sort of blue embroidered fabric that I had left over from an emerald earring kit. So at the start of the month, I was thinking I was going to use that diamond bustier pattern from Pinup Girls, this new one that just came out. But after making the sample one, I knew that I'm just going to need to do several iterations of that bra before I got it where I wanted it. So I decided to go back to my Old Faithful Black Beauty pattern and started working on just altering that to be a Longline bustier. So coming off of the success of that red bustier, I decided that the pattern wasn't a good enough place that I could cut it out of my fantasy fabric, and that resulted in this, which I have to say is my most favorite bra I've ever made, which is saying something because I've made a lot of bras. And then the last bra that I have to show you guys is something that's really exciting to me just because of what it is related to. So I have this daisy bra here. It's using a daisy lace and then topaz findings from Bra Builders. And the reason that this is exciting is because this is the bra and pattern that I will be demonstrating at the Great Bra Sewing Bee. So if you guys are unfamiliar with the Great Bra Sewing Bee, it is a new event that Bra Builders is putting on. We've got, I think, around 20 instructors together and 40 classes for you guys to watch. So it's going to be a virtual event that you can attend from anywhere in the world, which is really, really nice. I've never seen anything like this. And it's going to be a 4-day weekend, July 23rd through 26th, I believe. It's going to be that Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So there'll be live classes, there'll be pre-recorded classes, there's going to be lots of coupons available, and the registration fee is only $29 for all 4 days, access to all of the classes. So it's really amazing. I don't think I've ever seen a conference be that economical. I'm going to link something in the description box where you can go to register for that event if you guys are interested. So I personally will be teaching 3 classes, and then I'm on a panel discussion and just a little short video for you guys. So the classes that I will be teaching is a sew along for this bra here. It's actually when I made this exact bra. So if you guys are interested in that, check it out. And then the materials that I've made this bra out of are available from Bra Builders, and it's called the Busy Bee Kit. So this is a conference exclusive kit, so make sure to get that if you guys are interested. So that's my main video, and that's going to be premiering on Saturday. They also have a live class on just lace technique, how to utilize lace and modify your patterns for it and stuff like that, how to mirror. And then I have another live class on elastics technique. So if you guys are interested in learning about how to apply elastics and things like that, check it out. And the panel that I'm going to be on is about altering patterns and what works best for you. So the thing that I thought was really great about this conference is she's done an excellent job of getting people from a wide range of skill levels and viewpoints. So we have people who are running lingerie businesses. We have people like me who are lingerie hobbyists and sewists. There are people who run custom lingerie. There's people who are making patterns. There's people who are selling lingerie making materials. So lots of different viewpoints, and it's for everyone from beginner up to advanced. The classes are aimed at all skill levels. So there will be classes that are suited towards first-time bra makers, and there's classes that are more suited to advanced bra makers. So again, if you guys are interested, I will leave a link to the registration down below, and I highly encourage you to check it out because I think it's a wonderful, great community and opportunity to learn more about bra making in a safe and inclusive space. So that is everything that I've made in the month of June. I hope you were interested in everything, and let me know what was your favorite project, and I will see you guys next time. Take care.